미답의 초고대 개천분 시비시차거 개천분 인상 이 nembu진 숭구도와 오다 숭구도 zel자 마yen바 소소원에 미답의 콜라 또스 셈 나라 또 승내바 예바 집중하이나 펜돌랍 전부야 때마도 나랑 잡아이는 최바지 김바지인 최바지 민점케 출 하기 미답을 것이 따다 말이 고 따다진 대기어 말하지 이 따다 대기어 말 따다 미대 이 숨도 안 하면 숨들라 그냥 하기 감 저랑나 방나 물랑 아빠지야 아빠들이 아니 아빠랑 아빠 인상 살아요 부부도요 아니 자발란 남아도 되잖아 아마 결선을 미는데 뭐가 결선을 집행하는 선두스네 뭐 나라도 놓쳐져 인식이 알았어 그뒤 나티라고 한다 이거 지금 아빠가 나지 난 싫어 소용이가 아니 부부도다 살아대서 딱 아빠 곁에 감지가 놓쳐져 있어 그때 두개디 맞아 차도 맞아 반다포도 초하단다가 나바라는 템바리 아니 나바면은 딱 맞아 초대 가보지 그래 무슨 무용도가 아니 나바 갈라 했어 지 당나라 뭐 왕자 믿었어 내그 왕자의 믿고 뭐가 내 나다 니마 지나간 데 님도 그 붙잖아 간지 나만 로쳐져 인시야 그 니가 보는 따다 지내봐 많이 보니 라기 어떻게 하지 괜찮다 땡큐 그러와 따와 내가 예이나 그 라면이 소 나진지 상당 에이 요 치만 깜 몰라요 미시버스 저 뭐야 저러와 좀 내당 몰라 때 인기는 미다 봐도 중세 건줄 아주 내당 못 봐라 건줄 문이 차려 와 어떻게 인기 봐라 아지 이 성이 아웃다 소소기도 제베나 전 미다바 상무다데 소소 지나와야 근데 걔는 로에나 미다바 상무다로 고치고 와 봐요 참 삐까게 잠미지고 아니 양이요 미다바 상무다 잠미지고 양이요 미다바 상무다 뭐 세나니 미다바 즉 가서 지내봐 예리 찔라 아니 배 최라 구자기야. 그 수수기 수도 초라합니다야. 근데 쉬워 된다 용어야지. 계시겠단 말이야. 그때 나타니까 땡내 무슨 후도 와. 아이 네 이해된지 다오무지 무슨 쉬운데 무슨 그래. 이게 딱 만나기 때 상태로지. 이게 쉬운데 무슨 그래. 딱이네 내가 아주 윤도 내가 봐. 즉 상관한다 수수 지나는 게는 양 니지라 니지라 사람을 땅 내 양이다 먹고 너지 빼마지니 로장에 쉬우시게 침몰해 어떻게 빼빼 침몰해 원래 때때 되나 또또서 이 양이하고 상관 왜 한다는 거야
The teachings on impermanence is considered as one of the most important teachings in entire Buddhist teachings, and of course it's not sufficient to understand that this is one of the important teachings, but more importantly, reflecting or contemplating on the meaning, we need to have at least some sense of feeling within our mind about impermanence and about own death and dying, and only that kind of strong understanding or awareness or maybe conviction, if that can bring a benefit. Otherwise, it's usually easy to just to talk about it, and then when it comes to actual kind of practice, it's we usually don't kind of follow what we say. So related to this, there's a story that in Eastern Tibet, Kham area, there was a tantric master, and he is the being a head of the family. He take care of his wife and his children. So whenever there's a problem in the family, he always kind of says that, sort of blames that, you know, it is because of you all that I'm alive. Otherwise, I'm prepared to go. I'm prepared to go to the higher sort of realm, or the realm of God and goddesses. The pure realm. So he says. But then one time, he got sick at almost at the point of dying, and then his family members kind of sort of appealed to him and said that you always says that you're ready to leave, but that might be true. You are a tantric practitioner, but think about us. We are a family member, and you help us or feed us or protect us. And then the word kind of the reality comes from his mouth. He says that I wish even if there's one more day that I can stay alive, I will do that. But I really have no freedom, to stay for even one day longer. So that kind of things happens. When we talk as if kind of had a great, as a great practitioner. But when we come to actual experiences, then we are really not prepared. So, and in the tradition of Lamrim stages of path teachings, there's an expression like, we don't know whether tomorrow comes first or death comes first. That's a very kind of subtle, understanding of impermanence or conviction, which usually it's beyond the ordinary people's kind of understanding. But there is, however, such ways of looking at, the very subtle nature or intense impermanence nature of our life. And by studying this kind of impermanence of our own life, and if it is, instead of helping you, if it is making you more kind of scared, more, kind of brings more fearness, then it's not really actually helping. So in that case, it might be sometimes helpful to kind of switch contemplating on maybe love, compassion, more kind of positive emotions. And then when you get better, then contemplate or think about death and dying and impermanence. So because death and dying, as mentioned earlier, it's a very important teaching. And the reason, the stronger you have an understanding or the conviction of death and dying or impermanence, the more within yourself there's forces that will make you to push you towards doing practice. So there's a kind of it becomes kind of a force to make you practice. And the another important reason is that the strong sense of impermanence and death and dying will help you not to waste your time. You value each and every basically the time or minute and hour, and so that you won't misuse it. And these are the couple of things, and there are many other the positive impacts of this practice, as strongly emphasized by this importance by saying his teachers such as Khyentse Rinpoche, who came here at Dijai and he gave some teachings, and also another of his teacher, Thakum Rinpoche.
미치수 마성 땡dembe 냠len 지용과 말하는 미다블 내봐야 보이냐나 단다 제비 냠len데 시우지 자보용에 게지게단 말이 benna mi phajo ninga to ta ngeme jebin tho zamba chegin ta tindi yongdu gala so so mi da ba samda ne o pa nene nobi jalata yongsa marwa o ti chena so so nyeba sagre kati rang kati chian la ngeba me de gala tindi gi samochi khol go ne bagi de la nene nebe manjali tende yong to sare nyamlen tende zabu tan to sare ti indu gala shuji phenda ya e kundane muji sound ba yabo mare je sugo mare penna nga dang ngandago chit najor lanan ne be yudegi nyamlen chimachi jinji mishige michigi la midaba samuyago stane kemron dem bata ani sound be daki kanji ndonji Tendi nyamlin chevangina gang tendawe mitela kimdo de zaba chagro mada sound bi nyamlende kochima chichi mashi dugala zaba chagro mare se sungwa tedu sungwa tendugala zab mazab siade ranki shepe gone chikone pagi tengin de betape nyamlin yapshi joina te zaba chaware temado lai 파죠. 그런 이담 경우에 산 상원디 봐 쉬우지 받아 건다는 것이 긴겨로 와. 되는 타기 상원디 봐 세베 어시 또자 때문에 유리지나는 나저는 나는 메비 거기 상원다 미냠는 잡고 말해서 상원디 그때 예 건다는 것이 된디 송하다 땐 싸워니는 말이. 어디디 양캔 거래. 어디 되게 내가 도와.
Also in the the great advices of Kongdan Rinpoche, the advice in which he says that Guya Samaj is one of the highest tantric practice. He says Guya Samaj is not that profound, and in fact, with the understanding of impermanence, if you practice a couple of words of refuge, that is more profound. So what Kongdan Rinpoche is saying here is that he's not saying that Guya Samaj, which in tantric or Vajrayana practices from the two lineages, father lineages, and then the highest of the highest, and when looking at the deity, it is the highest tantra and the most profound. But Kongdan Rinpoche here is obviously not saying that the Guya Samaj is not the highest and not profound. But his message here is that somebody who has no good understanding of the practice, when they engage in the highest yoga tantra practice, the practice of Guya Samaj, not doing it properly, but on the other hand, somebody who is doing just a very basic practice of refuge practice, with a sort of genuine understanding of impermanence. So to that individual who is doing a practice of refuge with a genuine understanding of impermanence, that practice of impermanence and refuge becomes much more profound than the Guya Samaj practice. So whether the practice is profound or not, it really kind of depends on the practitioner. So if you know how to do it right way, it can become a profound. If you don't know how to do it correctly, even the meditational deity that you are generating within yourself, or using the highest Vajrayana's deity, it doesn't really become a profound. So this is also kind of helpful and advice. What he is saying here.
Yeah, that nipa namji chame ba that did sunguda. Nipa sendila noba meeting. Ding jepa kiji parmachitu yebe nebar chiwa sambani sendi zekyam nyungze lemela teriyang noba mepala ding jepa machitu yoto lol dawa songwe ze dawa yang ja songwe ze ja yang nimuda soma songwe ze te jonjule sendi tatu gogyurkyang noba gune yemena date chuar mingyurjin jeso deyang fetume gone sande somle perna tatang jangbala funni kanda kangchungwe funki tingna tuatar minam sokyang tejino perna ngepar sepata komba kanda kangroe sobe dundu nyewatar minam sokyang tejino chulung tadung babigyu dopa meba jitawa dijin mi tsenrowa lanel dopa meba lanel dopa gyuame kawani to thungata teyan dungal dembata nyurwa khona jigit chula chuti tiwaji ferna chuzi chutoki chunam namsu 진델다 대신 가당 나와이 미남 치다 동두 헬세 보다 즉 맞아 즉 치와라 가서 니와도 삼당 거라 다들 뭐네 기로와다 맞아 미 나진 소돌 땅니바지 되는 수도와 소돌 땅니바지 꼼박강 포는 니루 다 시엘이 니루고라 되나진지 와서 당당해 나요 네네 나자네 생강 되고예 리데 당 인데게 미지게 그 뒤에 배 운데 요마와 두부 뒤에는 배짠데 뒤에 운데 요마리 데비티니 로데 칸아요 요마리 마우비티니 가야요 말와 미도 때면서 아주 당당인데 괜지 이나 그 치와라 니르 로보 거다 되게 순고와 거다 되게 배 삼당고라 대주 삼당에 남시 참에 삼당에 시고지 배친 버려 야채로 발에 수수입니다 동대 진단다 로에키지 갈라 다다총 로에서도 남게 로진데 리저버브도 뉴견도 저와다데 순도 수수입니다 동대 timbachidan이 남가 뒤사던데 민도 동대 델리강 배 주버 뉴르차디요 배 포방 렌선은 야도에 차요 timba 뒤센달이 tim발에 동대 딘데 주버 뉴르차디요 어다데 소고 띠고데 아니 로이키지 갈라 다단 수즈데 로이키지데 노네 도가 참는 zon지로 왔다 도가 참는 찌버찌잖아 도가 참는 미지 제 만나 던디 참대 야고던 거를 참대 주모던 거를 참대 세던 거를 제도 만나 차얼마다 미디지로 와 대나지 가서 직 겨와 딱 멈베릴라 돈들 리레요레 아니 배 하다 미 가서 시부지 라이네데 시부지 인삼비어데 대 가서 딱 라기 리텐 리렘베 리데 पूना रिजर्व ले था यार ऐसे सुन तो आला में सुन क्यों ना आरसे पता तेंसा वाली नहीं है बारे तीन मोने तगारा ताबा थजू पुया ये ना मोने जब तो मोने चाली वाले तेरे के लाइफ हुई हम सारे के में तो मोने नाम भी जो निश्चय बना जिन्हें नाम जो गुदुरना थीजेंडे लाते जो थीजें यागे यागे क्या जे कहता बारे 대양 집 가서 왔다 방으면 왕기 집 숨주서 다기 널랄레 주주메 라테서 집 오늘 굉장히 좋아요. 야가봐. 아니 배 루인 제바다. 아니 집대기 다강 펜지 레데 손음 길레 자제 크레 디빌레 인자 딜레데 제 소나 야껴 롱거와 딘디 지부동의 동화전데 다데 동화 빠도 레 동화도 빠도 매버 줘야 돼. 시라시라기 라이비된 항상 깨미도. 엔 라이비된 아니 준주도지 참 고방 터야 같이 해야 미도. 된디 해야 매디가 라 오니 남발아 아니 배 전된데 때바용에 라 투지 되게디. 에는 데빔 감도된 데빔이 루된 터버서 몰람 개게도. 가르친 개고 나랑주 땐데 데베미 땐데 말게 감투된데 야 미나네 말게 감투된 주기나 가래 말게 감투된 미데 시보지 루된 야보인 봐 가서 그래 예 많이 셔나 자긴도 다 힐린도 다 아니 룽도 다도 말게 감투된 유ля 시부터 많이 비지요. 디기지게. 니바 통화 맡아라. 타바 더비야 걸어요 말. 알리 탐색팀도 고방도 파자죠. 타바 거는 더비야 말. 통화 더발라. 코와레 끈도다니 민중로 와. 민중매나 통화 집 된데기 타나 소달기 좀 받고 말을 숨도 소달기 좀 받는 민중산비 규칙에서 숨도 인도라 저 가지 너변 알게 감돌된기 미 루텐들라 즉 둥알 대화때 님부진데 들어봐 많이 받지 참 드린데 누나도 타죠 기내기 다쳐지는 데가 될라 교시 깨라 시부지 내중 깨라 쪼대 되게 시부지 지려 대인당 저나라 꼬나 통하면 세드가 꼬나 세데 라이 라라시고래 돌라 용거래 줄라 용거래 주메라 용거래 꼬나 통하면 maybe 유전가를 교시여 말이 세라 미교 룽은 좀자 좀 된데 룽나라 는 데비 미 리텐데 리텐 캐버친 데서 총래 이는 미 리텐달라 통함 살기 때문에 잡고 살기야 다만은 좀 맞은 가가려 왔다 내주 가가려 맞아 리텐게 전에 맞아 그 차장비 튕기대 요랬다 되기 뭐네 어떻게 인도가 즉 저가서 좀 또 잘도 와 갖다 좀 네? 단 로에 아니 즉 세도 시들라 땅 말서 자웅어 생 용거를 바마 분자 용거를 다 사상 인데는 텐트와 용거로 와 되게 건가 남킬로 나지는 말라 춥지는 러시아도 왔대 선지를 마파 이든 심바지 이든 템바지 다 텐트와니요 말와서 디시고래 대행 로나네 리저브 주지는 능거는 로나는 달본도나 양지 군주야게 되게 탑람 태요 대요 말데 빠 인 격포 뉴르보트인데요 세로다 숨도 왔다 대서 오늘 예 원바제 과야 돼 오늘 어떤 지기도 사무다 아니 로이 로이나 아니 배서가 아니 가지 진리는 이제 사무지다 아니고 제가 삼비가 저 경에서지 뽑아내면서지 말하지 못도 님만 보시러 가서 님이 나이나 두고 말아
Page 27, last paragraph. It's the second point. The second point being, reflecting on the uncertainty of the time of death. Secondly, reflect that as you cannot increase your lifespan, it constantly declines. So death is inevitable. Not only is your lifespan brief, but it decreases continually. As years are exhausted by the passing of months, months by the passing of days, and days by the passing of nights, as Shantideva says in Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. Life is always slipping by and can never be increased. Why will death not come to one like me? The uncertainty of the timing. As we mentioned earlier, in dealing with the death and dying, especially through the nature of impermanence, we cannot bring the time that has been already passed, nor can we stop the time that is past, the present time, and we cannot make a present time wait, and we cannot stop future time from coming. So the very nature of the time kind of momentarily sort of going. So it's always kind of going towards the end. This should be contemplated by means of examples. So, the various examples I mentioned from this text are special verses collected by topics. Says, just as weaving yarn stretched back and forth across the loom finally runs out, so too does every person's life. Just as every step of one condemned brings him ever closer to the executioner, so too is every person's life. Just as the flow of waterfall can never be reversed, so a person's life runs on without increase and beyond recall. Hard to find and yet so brave, and giving rise to so much pain, lives are quickly destroyed, like the riding of a stick on water. Just as the shepherd with his staff drives his flock into the fold, so old age and sickness deliver people to the Lord of Death. And continue with the reading. The extensive Sport Sutra says, the three realms are as fleeting as autumn clouds. The birth and death of beings unfolds like a play. Their lives, rushing away like a mountain stream, vanish like a flash of lightning. Again, it kind of shows, as we mentioned before, the three realms are as fleeting as autumn clouds. The nature of our life when we are born in one of the realm as a human being, it passes by. The example here is the autumn clouds. The autumn clouds, unlike the clouds of other season, the autumn cloud is considered as a more kind of fleeting. So our life is moving or changing, that fast, and the birth and death of beings unfold like a play. The way we take a reborn from numerous past rebirth and born and going through the cycle, it's like unfolding the play, like for play perform on such as on the stage. One same individual can come out as a maybe king or prince or wearing a different costumes. Come out as playing different role. Their lives rushing away like a mountain stream. And our way of life, especially kind of impermanent, going towards death and dying, it also kind of tells the quickness, that it's like a mountain stream. It's not like a slow stream, flowing gradually, but like a mountain stream rushing away. There's really no chance to kind of fix it or repair. Vanish like a flash of lightning. The quickness of our life. It's just like a flash of lightning, so quick, so short. And this human rebirth is considered as a precious sacred, and even something that is that becomes a sort of thing of jealousy for higher, from the three different realm, we being a desire realm, form and formless realm. They have a form and formless realm with the different realms of what we call God and goddesses or deities. They are even kind of jealous of human body, and especially human body, what we call birth from a womb with 6 elements, and because we must have born in the past life many different kind of rebirth, even in the god or goddesses or animal, and the suffering of the god or deities. Some of the suffering most intense were the suffering of death and dying, and the reason why they want to they make a prayers to take a reborn in a human form, and the reason is that human form, because of our kind of biological system, in tantric it talks about different energy or wind channels, that we can attain or use, and through our practice we can attain, to attain the enlightenment we have to go through the five path, and one of which is path of seeing, and path of seeing has to be attained through what we call renunciation, and for renunciation what is needed is seeing the suffering of sentient beings, and the renunciation, the seeing the suffering of or problems of the sentient beings is even needed for the very sort of more basic like individual liberation vow, and so one way of saying is that a human being is much more sort of sensitive as compared to other sentient beings. We can easily be kind of full of joy, happiness, but also we can also go down and be really depressed, and so the nature of our sort of emotion is really kind of fluctuating, go up and down, and happen so many times. So in that kind of nature or system, it's easy to generate, to see the suffering, and therefore wanting to have a feeling of I want to free from the suffering, and that is very much part of nature of the human. And so in the text, Abhidharma Kosh, the Treatise of Knowledge, in the text it talks about the same thing what we just said before. For the higher there is no path of seeing. The higher here refers to in Buddhist understanding God and deities. They don't have attainment or path of seeing, and the reason cited is because they have no sense of suffering. The God of deities, they always the almost entire life until the time of dying, they enjoy in the happiness and joy, and then but human is more sensitive, and so it also, the text also kind of cites the quotation from Buddha's own teaching, and it is kind of sometimes helpful just reflect or contemplate about our own life and the nature of impermanence, and sometimes just reading the book and thinking and going through words by words, and when we do that, sometimes there is many different kind of feelings. Sometimes it helps us, make us feel kind of energized, feel strong. Sometimes maybe kind of not so much. Maybe gives us a feeling of maybe suffering or problem or hardship. So it could be when you read through these and contemplate, it could bring up all different kind of sensations or feelings. We will stop here for today, and you can ask questions if you have. Yeah.
Is there anything a person can do to, you might know things you've done that are negative in this life, but you don't know what you've done in your past lives that are negative.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do to counteract that negative karma, if anything?
미게와 셋딜라 마치네 생여마 대백이 디날 미게와든 체샤바이나는 계시 소속이 칼로든데 제버르시나는 델라다가라 오르tum 샤과체라 오르 장마세라 오르 탑시로 오케이 요르로
다시 약속에 연락을 연락이는 거는 소남사 아니 님부터 주고는 샤바제야 다시 서로 사이에 연락을 하면서 샤바제야 님부터 주고는 샤바제 다시 약속을 딱 하면 돼 있어 처음에 매번 사회 얘기가 달고 생각만 돼 이제
not only just past last life, but in Buddhist understanding we have created many negative activities from sort of beginningless lifetime of from the past. So the best way to do in a complete way is what we call the practice of 4 antidotes, or 4 powerful antidotes. That's an antidote that can use for purification or confession practice, along with accumulations of positive merits through seven limb practice or 7 branch practice. So combination of these two is considered as the best way to purify and cleanse whatever negative activities that we have created, and not only as said past life, but many past life.
빅발라 연된지마다 요 말이지. 연된지에 가르쳐서 샤바제는 따예요. 디디 연된지에서 가지고. 다들 다기 빅발라 연된스도 짜서 시를 다기. 저마다 빅발이 있어서 내야 받아 돼야지 지기가 봐라.
And we hear this quite often in the teachings of the Lamrim sages of path and His Holiness and many other lamas, that the negative activities, there is only one qualification, that is they can be purified, that they can be purified. So other than that, of course, whatever negative activities that we create, or it's always harmful, something that is not needed. But there's only one thing, good thing, that is that they can be purified. Rāve kōrve shīngām de pēndāng lewa mā lū chōngve nē chērē sīngwā tēnchīng gyāsū shāvē sīdē bārtū tēnchū chī yāmbē pāwē jidrā chēmbā kōntō sāngbōng tēyāng dēshīn dē tētā kuñkī jēsōng dā lōb jīng gyāwā tētā tam jē rātū Tūsum shabē gyāwā tam jē gē ngō wā kāng lā chō tō ngā kwa tēn tā shēng gē wē tsā wā dē gu sāng bō jun jē rā tō ngō wā rā kī In the line and the sacrifice of white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefits flows in the person, generously, tends in gyatso, remain until samsara ends. Just as the bodies that will usually attain all missions and surmount about to do, soon now to take it these measures, to train and follow in their footsteps, as all the rivers of birth, present and future, soon now I do dedicate these souls of